What's up, everybody, and happy Monday. We are here at the Women in Trucking Annual Accelerate Conference in Dallas, Texas for episode 183 of Standing Out, a daily podcast about sales, marketing, and leadership. Let's go. What's up, everybody? All right, so we are here. I don't know what's going on. Looks like we might be frozen. Now we're back. That's what happens when you go live, everybody. Great to see everybody here. We've got a great show here at the Women in Trucking Conference. We've got a lot of women on the show today. It's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to do that. And so before we do that, of course, we got to give a shout out to our sponsor, the TAPS, to the good guys in Freight Factoring, helping keeping those carriers on the road, their wheels turning with cash flow resources, discounts, fuel and tires, and so many other things. And so we appreciate them so much. Also, while you're out there, check us out at betaconsultinggroup.com. Make sure that you go pick up some swag at the swag store and use the coupon code THANKFUL, all caps, because it is Thanksgiving season. Get 20% off your entire order. And make sure you send us a picture. Once your swag shows up, we want to see you with that and make sure you're always pursuing excellence when you think about that. That's what we're all about, folks. Listen, we got a special show today. If you're in the comments today, let us know where you're coming from. And we'd love to see your comments as we go through the show. We've got a variety of guests today. They're all kind of standing here in our green room over here on the side. We got people all around us. Over 1,700 people registered at this show today, so it's just a phenomenal show. So excited to be here. Ellen Voye, who was on Word on the Street recently, talked about hoping to get 1,500. They're now at 1,700, and the place is just ecstatic. It's dynamic right now. It's a great environment. So without further ado, we might as well bring on our first guest today. So many incredible women here, and I've known this woman for a while on LinkedIn. Finally got to meet her in person today, and we're going to have her on the show today. So please welcome from WavePoint 3PL, Abby Nail. Abby, what's up?
Hello.
Good to see you.
Yes,
welcome to the show.
For having me.
First time on the show.
It is.
A little first time podcast, maybe.
It is.
Yeah, so
yes.
Excellent. And you've had a presence on LinkedIn. You've been doing some work on that, and now you're here at the show. What brought you to the show today?
Oh, networking.
Networking. Okay.
Yep, networking is so important to me, especially in this industry.
Yeah.
Finding and seeing the people that we are working with day to day, it's so exciting.
Yeah, it's amazing. And there's so many people here, and it's kind of weird because the script is really flipped. Mm-hmm. Normally you go to a transportation show, it's like 80% men, 20% women. Here, it's like 90% women. I mean, it's hard to find the dudes. It's hard to find the guys. There's not a lot of them around. But it's amazing. Highlighting women. Their scholarships are giving away. They're going to be giving away a truck in the spring, which is really cool. Ellen Voye has done a tremendous job with this, organization.
Has.
So
it is incredible.
Awesome to be here. So talk a little bit about WavePoint, what you guys are doing, and a little bit about your career.
Yeah, WavePoint is a asset-based warehousing and brokerage company. Our footprint is really in the Cleveland, Ohio, Erie, PA, and Western New York area. Yeah. And our assets run in about a 300-mile radius of those. So anything outside of that footprint, you can use our brokerage division, which is LTL, truckload, and intermodal.
Nice.
Yeah.
Every time I hear Erie, PA, I always think of That Thing You Do. Do you remember that show back in the day? Tom Hanks, you haven't seen that movie? Okay,
no, I'll have to look it up.
We won't talk about that. It's a great movie, but guy says Erie, PA. It's kind of a funny thing.
It's cold up there.
Yeah,
that's
it is.
for sure.
You're in the Pittsburgh area, correct?
I am. Yep. Our brokerage division is out of Pittsburgh.
Very cool. And there are some women in Pittsburgh who you've networked with, who have done some amazing things in the industry. Our friend Christy Knichel, Raquel Packets, and so many others. Talk about having women in your network that have really helped you in your career.
Oh, definitely. And there's so many different angles to approach it from. There's women in all different pieces between the trucking side, the brokerage side, the warehousing side. And it's just awesome to get to talk to them and pick their brain and kind of see what steps they took to get where they are too.
Yeah, it's amazing. I get to host a panel here, which is awesome. Some amazing women are on the panel. And they were talking about the value of having mentors and people in their life that look like them.
Right.
Like how important that is to say, okay, well, if you're there, I can get there. And that's really powerful.
Yeah, and it's hard, in a male-dominated industry. It really is hard to see yourself in that position. So
it's changing, though. I think it's about 41% of all supply chain jobs are now held by women, which is tremendous. I've heard some varying numbers. I've heard 27. I've heard 41. I'm not sure which one. but hopefully moving in the right direction in that regard, which is awesome. Talk about how much you like. Why are you still in this industry? What do you love about transportation logistics?
I do love it. I feel like once you get sucked into it, you never get back out of it. It's just fascinating and it's always changing.
Yeah.
I started just over 13 years ago with another 3PL, and we grew that agency, and
Yeah.
It's just exciting to see the growth. There's so much freight out there, and there's so much to learn.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn. I mean, even though, the thing about our industry, we're going through a little bit of a dip right now, a little bit of an economic downturn, freight's slowing down a little bit, but it's such a great industry because people still have to brush their teeth. They still have to buy toothpaste.
Right.
They still have to eat food. They still have to, have a lot of the things that they need. And so supply chain is a really great industry to be in.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you can compare that to just like doctors and nurses. You need that.
Yeah.
You're always going to need to move freight.
Maybe even more than doctors and nurses. I mean, doctors and nurses are critical, that's for sure, but you got to eat food.
That's true.
It's like that's a non-negotiable. Like you got to have food and drink. So that's kind of the way it is.
That's true.
Well, Abby, it's so good to see you. Thanks for jumping on the show today and being a part of what's happening here. And I look forward to seeing you. What are you looking forward to most about the show?
Oh, just networking and finally seeing some people that I've been speaking with for years and years. So I have some meetings set up with them later.
You being
today.
one of them.
Yeah.
I know. First time seeing you, and there's many others actually first time seeing them in person, which is great.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Good. Awesome. Thanks for being on the show.
Yeah,
really
thank you. I appreciate it.
Isn't that great? Everybody give it up for Abby Nail. So cool having her on the show, and so many just amazing people here at the show today. And again, if you're in the comments, make sure you throw us a little thought. Tell us where you're coming from, all the good stuff that's going on there. Okay, we've got some other ladies that are back here. I'm not sure which one's going to be first. Which one's going to come on next? All right, here we go. I think we've got Nicole Glenn from Candor Expedite right here. This is our first time meeting in person, which is crazy. That is really nuts.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's been what, 3 years, right?
At least, because I think I was at Trucker Tools or somewhere back in the day, back when we first met. That was 2019. So at least 3 years, maybe going on 4, but we finally got it done.
Yeah.
And you're now a local resident of Dallas, right?
Kind of. So moved here in 2019, end of 2019, and then pandemic.
Yeah.
So it was like that whole shutdown had transpired.
Yeah.
So it's like now starting to explore Dallas and love it. I love it here.
It's so funny to meet people the first time because I didn't know how tall you would be. You never know if people have legs or what. It's like it's weird. Just never know what's going on. But it's great to meet you and be here. Talk a little bit about Candor Expedite. What's going on with you guys?
Holy cow. Crazy busy, which is going really, really well with growth. Yeah. So we've expanded this past year in first and final mile services.
Yeah.
So we've been building out our agent network. That's really helping on the retail side, medical side, with specialty pickups, specialty deliveries.
Yep.
And so that's really become about 30% of our business this past year.
How has the, pandemic, obviously final mile went through the roof, people were ordering things and that kind of thing. How has the recent kind of little downturn that we're experiencing, how has that impacted final mile, or has it?
Well, I think it's based upon our customers that we haven't seen that yet.
Okay.
So everything has still been moving. We've been doing a lot of electronic server type racks, that are high value. Hasn't touched us yet, but from everything that we're seeing in the media is that it is coming.
Probably next 2 or 3 quarters, we'll see a little bit of slowdown, but again, it's probably going to continue. But especially with final mile, especially with consumables, I mean, people are still going to order the things they need,
to their homes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
That's not going to change. I don't see too many people going shopping these days.
I never stop in stores anymore.
Yeah.
It's like I'm always ordering everything.
We were in Kohl's. My wife and I were in Kohl's recently, and I swear we were the only people in the store. I mean, it was weird.
Yeah.
People were coming in to pick things up, but people were not shopping. It was a weird kind of feeling to just not see a lot of people in the store.
Oh, yeah. Not using their Kohl's coupons and Kohl's cash.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're using it, but we're using it online.
Yeah.
You can use it online. Trust me, I've learned how to do that. Share an account with my wife, so I'm getting pretty good at that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so is this your first time at the Women in Trucking show?
No, I did come last year. There were 800 attendees last year.
Significantly different.
Double. So Ellen, she had told me a while ago, because I was on one of her radio shows, and she said that their goal was to be at 1,500, and they surpassed that into 1,700. So it's
and that's
amazing.
registered
attendees. There could be 1,800 or 1,900 with walk-ups. That always tends to happen.
And then there's the virtual that's going to be happening in December.
Yeah.
So tomorrow I'm going to be speaking. So if anybody is listening and is here, I'm going to be hosting a session on asking outrageously and trying to coach women. And
you never do that.
No. The
shy.
whole concept is to really try to lift yourself and ask for that next position.
Yeah.
I mean, anything that's going to boost your career and your personal life. So 3:00. Come check me out.
That's going to be a great session, especially in the virtual as well if you can't make it to the show. I'm glad you're talking about that. My mom has told me many times that she did not go for positions out of fear that she probably would have gotten.
Right.
But she just had a fear or just something was holding her back.
We talk about this all the time, ladies. Yeah. We say that we feel that we need to be able to check off all the boxes in order to make that next jump. And if there's one or two lingering, we hesitate. And so that's one of the things that I would like to bring tomorrow is talking to people about take a chance, put yourself out there and ask.
Yeah. Well, the one thing I learned from door-to-door sales, which was phenomenal experience, is that if you don't ask, it's a no.
Exactly.
If you don't ask, it's a no. And so you might as well ask.
Well, that's everything. Even me asking to be a speaker tomorrow, it's everything, and it all domino effects into what happens next.
That's right.
I love it.
Yeah, no, that's great. I'm glad you're doing that. That's such an important topic. And I know that, like, especially if my mom were still in the workforce and could come to that would have changed her career. So I'm hoping that you change a lot of careers tomorrow.
Well, we're going to help people with baby steps, and then they keep building that momentum because I think it's starting small and then getting that courage, getting that confidence to take those next steps.
So we got to talk about the Ladies Leadership Coalition real quick.
Yep.
Do you have any guests coming up that we need to know about?
We have Cassandra Gaines. That's going to be interviewed tomorrow. So I don't know when that's going to be. Yeah, it's about building your empire. So we want to understand.
She knows a thing or two about
She does. So we want to understand like where she got her mentors, where she took those next steps. So that's coming up. We have a lot of good guests.
Yeah.
Matthew, it's Charlie's guest. He's the armchair
Matthew
lawyer.
Leffler.
Yeah. So he actually just recorded the other day. So that will be out.
Wait, you have men on your show?
He's our second one.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So watch out.
I know. Watch out.
Get an invite.
I don't know. I got to do a little more work, I think. But that's cool. And Matthew's amazing. He's got such a great voice.
Yeah.
A silky smooth voice.
I know. He's very calm, cool, collected.
He's a lawyer. He's a lawyer. You got to watch out for him. He's good. Well, it's so good to see you in person. Thanks for being on the show. Good to talk to you. Congratulations on all the success.
We'll have to selfie here soon.
We're right there.
Selfie.
We'll see you soon. Oh my gosh, Nicole Glenn, she's awesome. Everybody, listen, if you haven't followed her podcast, make sure you do that. Listen, we got more guests coming, so we got to just keep it going. We got from Freightwaves, we got Kaylee Nix in the house from the F3 recently. How are you?
This is awesome. I feel like I'm coming full circle, like being on your show finally, right? Because like you've been on Freightwaves so much, kind of from the get-go, from Put That Coffee Down originally.
From the beginning, yeah. I think 2019, the Freightwaves event in Chicago, which you weren't around for that.
I was not. No.
That event, I think, kickstarted the whole thing. Not only for you guys, but also like for me as well.
Yeah.
Got to be on with the truck with the guys. Got to be on Put the Coffee Down and do that kind of stuff. You guys have always been just very kind to invite me on the show from time to time. So
we've had you on Freightwaves now a couple times too, and it's like that full circle moment.
Yeah, it is. It's all come to be. All right, so real quick, so talk a little bit about your career at Freightwaves. 2 years I just saw, right?
2 years, yeah.
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years, the second day of the Future of Freight Festival, like all lined up right. Like it was November 2nd, the second day, our second in-person conference of the year. It was meant to be.
Totally meant to be. Talk a little bit about your career so far at Freightwaves, what that's been like. Is this your first job in transportation?
Yes.
All right, so let's talk about that.
Yeah, so it's been, first off, like absolutely wild, right? I started the job in 2020. Literally just by shaking an executive's hand and saying, hey, I want to be a reporter. I was a reporter like in my previous life. You guys should hire me. And then they were like, yeah, we'll take a chance on you. Sure. Everything that you know from Freightwaves Now to my shows At Your Doorstep, Great Quarter Gals, was like hand built by us within that period from 2020 through now.
Yeah.
So we started off when I first got there with 5 shows. And it was like What the Truck was highlight one, Put That Coffee Down with Kevin Hill. There were a handful of others, and we're up over, I think the last time I counted was 18 different shows now.
Yeah, quite a bit.
So all built
the
in the last 2
Ingrid
years.
Brown.
Oh my gosh, her show is awesome.
You got Blythe Brumleve on there, who's phenomenal. You got Cassandra Gaines now, who's on there. I mean,
and hers is a little controversial sometimes. Well, but that's her style.
It's baked into the cake. It's almost like Trump or some of those others. Like you kind of expect it. She's kind of baked in. Not that she's like Trump. I didn't mean it like that. I just mean that it's baked in.
She's gonna come after you for that one now.
Your personality is baked into the cake, like it's expected. So it's 100%. Cool thing, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then my baby is Great Quarter Gals, which is like the reason for being here, right? So myself and Grace Sharkey, who is also no stranger to your show, we started this back at the beginning of this year. Foreshadowing, yes. We started Great Quarter Gals at the beginning of this year. We took it over from Great Quarter Guys, which was like finance focused and very kind of like dude bro. And we were like, oh, you know what we need to highlight women in the industry. And so now it's been 11 months. We've had some stellar 11 months.
I was going to say 6, so 11 months.
11 months of that show. We started at the beginning of last year or this year. Guests, we had Shelly Simpson on when we were in Future Supply Chain in Arkansas, to the administrator of FMCSA, Robin Hutchison, who spoke here this morning. We had her on 2 weeks ago, and it's like those top tier guests just keep on coming.
Yeah, it's awesome. And it's nice to see the guests just kind of continuing to just, like you say, become more top tier. And you guys doing a great job.
Thank you.
Now, I have to say, you're a meteorologist. Is that by trade? Like, did you go to school to be a meteorologist?
Yes. Yeah. So I actually went to school just up the road here from Dallas at the University of Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
Got my BS. Boomer Sooner, right. bachelor's of science in atmospheric science. So I am full on degree meteorologist. I can tell you the weather. I could go work at the Weather Channel, go work at the National Weather Service.
What's the best part about being a meteorologist? Is it not having to be right every day? That's got to be pretty good.
See, people like to make that joke, right? But it's like I tracked my accuracy when I was like a practicing forecaster. It was like 93% accurate within 3 degrees.
Where were you
2
forecasting? Because that can make a difference.
In Chattanooga.
You were in Chattanooga doing that? Okay, because if you were a meteorologist in Portland, Oregon, super easy. It's the same every day. Like, in the winter, it's 45 degrees and rainy. I mean,
that's what it is right here today.
It is what it is here today. It is. It's a northwest day.
It's awful. So the easiest place to forecast, I think, is San Diego. Because
or Hawaii.
Hawaii's
pretty straightforward.
But like
do they even have meteorologists in Hawaii? I mean,
absolutely.
Do they really?
100%.
For what? Why?
To enjoy the weather. I don't know.
It's a good gig. Meteorologist in Hawaii might be the best gig out.
Probably, but I just like the weather in general. Like it's so cool. It's different every single day unless you live like in Oregon or Hawaii or San Diego. Right. You never know what you're gonna get. And like the challenge of forecasting, it's taking like tangible data, right? So like things that you're seeing on a daily basis, measurements, and then adding your own kind of personal flair to it. And like there's boundaries that constrain your forecast, but at the end of the day, like it's either gonna happen or it's not.
I don't know half of what you just said, but that's all. I was a physics guy, so I know a little bit about it, not necessarily air pressure, weather, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, meteorology is like mechanics. Like I'm basically a mechanical engineer, but instead of working with like tangible objects, I work with like invisible boxes of air. Basically,
okay, I have to ask you a question as an on-air personality.
Okay.
When you look at the screen here, because we're recording, are you looking at our picture or are you looking at the actual camera?
I look like maybe 1.5 inches below the camera.
Okay.
So that way it looks like I'm talking to the audience, but not focused, right? Like I move my head that way and it looks like I'm not looking there, but
Yeah, it's a skill. You got to get used to like looking at the camera and not the picture.
Yep.
It's a skill. Just
everybody's focused on how they look, but it's not about how you look. It's about how the audience is seeing you.
That's right. And if you are going to be on a show at some point, make sure you're looking at your camera and not at the screen. It definitely makes a difference. It looks a lot. Looks like you're looking in the eyes of the person watching the show.
Absolutely.
So just a little on-air tip for everybody in case you're worried about that.
There you go.
Kaylee, it's so good to have you on the show. Thanks for being here.
As well.
Again,
You're
full
welcome.
circle. It's awesome. What's next for Freightwaves? What are we looking forward to?
Ooh, okay. So we're kind of rounding out the year, right? We had the Future of Freight Festival 2 weeks ago now. We're already looking forward to Future of Supply Chain, which is going to be in Cleveland, Ohio next year, the middle of June. So that's going to be our next kind of big event. I'm sure you never know what's going to come out of Craig Fuller's brain. Right. So he's going to dream up some stuff probably in between now and then. We've got a handful of virtual events on the docket, and those will happen. The next one is December 14th, the Domestic Supply Chain Summit. Virtual, free to attend, free to register for. But supply chain is the next big one.
Yep. Cleveland.
Yep.
I know. The mistake by the lake, they say.
Is that what they call it?
Well, for the people that live there. Sports fans in Cleveland have suffered tremendously.
It's
been a rough
so I was at OU when Baker Mayfield was there.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And so he went to the Browns. He warms bench for Carolina now.
I think so.
I don't know, but it's pretty unfortunate.
Great career in Oklahoma.
I don't know. We're not bowl eligible for the first time in like 2 decades. So I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, we'll end it with that. But great to see you. Thanks so much.
Great to see you as well, Trey. I'm looking forward to it, and thanks for having me on.
Awesome. Thank you. Kaylee Nix, everybody. So wonderful. First of all, shout out to my friends over at HireMaster right behind me for letting me set up in front of their booth. Appreciate that. Also, speaking of top-tier guests, shout out to my friends over at Highway. Jordan Graff coming on the show. Is that upside down? There we go. Jordan Graff coming on the show tomorrow, everybody. We're going to have Jordan Graff from Highway talking about what they're doing up there. So it's going to be a great show. All right, we got to keep the Freightwaves vibe going. We got a big guest on the show. She's doing some awesome things over there. Everybody give it up for my good friend Grace Sharkey. Grace,
hello.
What's up?
How are you?
My Manifest concert buddy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Nelly this year, huh?
Nelly this year.
Yes.
Shout out St. Louis, my
yes.
hometown.
Yes.
Yeah. And last year, Ludacris.
So awesome.
Killer show.
Such a good show.
So good. We're still talking about it.
Front row. I mean, we were front row the whole time.
I was second row. You were front row. I was behind.
How nice of you.
Had to let the ladies go in the front row. That's kind of the way it works. So great to see you at the show here.
Yes.
What brought you to the show? Why are you here?
Well, first of all, I'm here with Kaylee, make some great content. Of course, we have great quarter gals, so we're looking to
Are you doing that from here? You're going to do your episode?
We're going to film a bunch of stuff and put it into an episode.
Nice.
But, looking for more guests, looking for people that haven't been introduced to the industry through Freightwaves.
Yeah.
And, we're in a room of 1,700 people right now that we can choose from and having an absolute blast. I love coming to this event.
It's
I've never left it unsatisfied whether or not.
How many years have you been coming?
This will be my third one now.
Third one now. Yeah, very cool. Now, as a host of a show, you talked about getting those guests. Sometimes it's really nice to find those hidden gems, those guests that people don't know about, have great stories, great content, have a lot of experience. Who are some maybe that like are you getting your out anybody you're trying to go after? Or are you just going to meet people and see what happens?
There's a few women in tech over at Daimler that I want to talk to. They're incredible. A few women at Walmart supply chain that were telling me some really great perks that Walmart gives their female drivers, including adoption support, monetary support, and IVF monetary support.
Wow.
Stuff like that, right? Have you ever talk about?
Very rare to hear that.
Very rare.
Yeah.
So a lot of really interesting, especially I think the female tech. You know me, I'm a tech girl, and there's a ton of women over in the trucking industry that I want to talk to a little bit more.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know, I get to host a panel today and on Wednesday,
nice.
And the women on that panel are phenomenal. We talked about how to make a culture really conducive for women to thrive in that environment, and it's just being intentional about thinking through these things. It's pump rooms, potentially like daycares or child, all those kind of things that just make it so much easier. Just make it easy. Makes it so easy for them to really thrive in their job. And I love seeing companies that are taking those initiatives. So.
Yeah, I mean, imagine you working with a company who helps support your adoption process. You've retained me, and I'm not going anywhere.
Emotional connection.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like it's like branding. I mean, the more that you can make an emotional connection with the brand, the stickier they become to you. Like it's hard to get rid of them, right?
Exactly.
And I think about that, whether it be adoption support, or we had a team member that got married and wanted to take a month for a wedding. I'm like, yes, go do that. Because I remember, when I got married, I was a teacher and it was summer, and so I was able to take like 3 weeks during that time, right? And it's a moment that I remember. But what's amazing about that is companies that do things like that. I think those team members are going to remember that forever and go, wow, they took care of me. They really cared about something really simple like that, but it meant a lot to them.
Yeah,
and I think that's just being intentional.
Yeah, so when we talk about the driver shortage or however people want to go around that rhetoric, at the end of the day, the real question is how are we retaining drivers? And the emotional connection is what's going to keep that.
There are companies out there that are not losing drivers, right? They're keeping their seats full, and it's intentional. There's something happening. But the ones who are not doing 3 steps. They're not thinking intentionally about how to retain drivers. So a lot of good things are going on with that. Always great to see you.
I know.
You've got your Sirius XM show.
Yes.
Right. You got your live shows. Yep. Yeah. So you got a lot of things going on. Anything else going on that we don't know about?
Oh my God! Right. Not right now.
Not yet.
To be honest with you, there's some things that I'm personally trying to put together to hopefully be on FreightWaves, maybe some new series and stuff like that on freight tech stuff. But pretty busy right now. If anything, I'm looking same thing here, looking for more Sirius XM guests to have on the show too, to introduce that audience to, and keep producing some fun content.
Show, by the way. I've been on it. Thank you for having me on. It's a great show. It does a great job. You do a wonderful job. You're such a great host. You're easy to talk to.
You are too. That's what makes I think my favorite part about being a host, especially in the radio, people get really intimidated with that being such a huge audience potentially, right?
Yeah.
And I just want them to feel like they're having a conversation about something that they're passionate about.
Yeah.
So whenever I get someone on and they're like, can we stick to these questions, of course, but at the end of the day, if you go on a tangent about something you're passionate about, that's when something really fun is going to come out and people are going to really learn new things.
Yeah.
So I love it. And I actually like when the guest is almost uncomfortable because it's like my job more, right? It's fun to like have them leave the experience and be like,
make them
wow,
comfortable.
I want to do that again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. There's some podcasters that have like a list of 20 questions they got to get through.
Yeah.
I don't actually write any questions for the podcast.
Yeah.
I have maybe some topics based on their experience or something, but then we just talk and take rabbit trails. Exactly. I love that. I feel like my job is just to make them shine.
Exactly.
Set them up, to tee it up, let them knock it out of the park, and it's really fun. And you're the greatest benefactor of it. Because you get to listen to these great conversations.
Exactly.
So, really
we always do, if you're a first timer on a Sirius XM show, you have to come with a hot freight opinion, which always gets them nervous. But
I don't know that I'm very good at hot freight opinions. I don't know if I've had too many of those.
What are you talking about? I'm sure.
Not too controversial.
Yeah,
at least,
I love it. Yeah, I want people to bring an idea that they fight for at a bar. You know, like it doesn't have to be rational. It doesn't have to have.
Well, if we're talking about branding or something, I'll definitely get a hot take on that. Because companies that don't value the brand, it's like, what are you doing?
Goodness. Yes.
It's everything.
Yeah.
So
you've made the whole brand off of just this wonderful face, right?
It's crazy. It's it's happening. It's crazy. I did shave last week. Did you know that? It was weird.
No,
I played Harry Potter for Halloween. or 2 weeks ago, and it took like a week and a half for it to go back.
I
Just not getting it back.
I had Kevin on my show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right after you, and he said, he slicked up his hair.
Kevin Hong, he was great.
Yeah,
he wore it much better than I did. He might be taking that logo here for long. If he grows a beard, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody, Grace Sharkey, thanks so much for being on the show. Always good to see you.
Yes,
Really
I love
appreciate
it.
that.
I'll talk to you soon.
Hey, take some B-roll footage so we got some for the gram. Like we should just a little video or something of what we're doing. That'd be great. That'd be awesome. Look at that. Got it. Our content creators, we got to stick together. That's just kind of works. Listen, the show's not over yet. We got some more guests coming up. In fact, this next guest is running the BCB Live program with our good friend Rick Larkin. She's going to be doing some great stuff today at the show with some live content. So we're going to have her on the show. Everybody, please welcome my good friend Bryce George. Bryce, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good to have you on the show.
Yeah, this is my first time. I've watched you all the time now.
You're usually behind the camera.
I am.
And today you're not in front. Let's go closer. Yeah, don't be afraid.
I just don't even know how to act.
Don't be shy. Don't be shy. So talk a little bit about what you're doing over at BCB Live. Some great content. By the way, if you guys are not following Rick Larkin and Drive Safe Dave and Bryce George, you definitely need to do that. What's going on over there? What are you guys up to?
Yeah, so like Trey said, we're a broadcasting station. We basically are doing interviews all day at the booth today at Women in Trucking. We do this today, tomorrow, Wednesday.
You guys are way more professional than I am. They've got a notebook with everything lined out.
And you know what? That's the sign where
I'm just pulling people off the street, just pulling them up.
It's because with those guys, they are so, you don't know what to expect with them. So I have to figure out a way to keep them wrangled in. And that's by creating a schedule.
Yeah.
Being like, you have to be back at the booth by this time. So, and you have candy.
I'm just texting people like, hey, please come by. Don't forget.
I mean, that shows though. Like you got contacts and you got people that want to be on your show. I was excited when Trey asked.
It's working out. Now, this is your first job out of college. Is that right? No.
So I'm actually still in college.
You're still in college, right?
Yeah, I work full time here. I'm now the talent marketing coordinator, and I still go full time to school. So I'm.
Yeah. Where are you going to school?
I go to UT Arlington.
UT
I'm
Arlington.
an ER and ad major. I graduated in May.
Are they Longhorns? So is it technically, are you?
No, we don't have a football team.
So, but you guys go with the Longhorns.
Yeah, we're part of the.
Right. You're part of the. Yeah, exactly. So just go with that, which is good.
Yeah.
Now, are you enjoying what you're doing? Is this kind of a test run? Do you think
I love what I do. Yeah. I'll probably be staying here after graduation. I didn't know what to expect of the trucking industry. I started here in February, and it really was the best decision I made, and I love it here. They're great.
Tell everybody how much work it is to do a live show.
It is so much work, and Rick and Dave think they have the hard job, but really, it's people behind the scenes. I do all the video. I do all the video editing.
This is the easy part, everybody.
I do all the video editing, all the interview lineup, and 99% of my interviews I get through LinkedIn. So it's the best search engine and the best, platform to get to network with people.
So powerful. It's awesome. You guys have a great show. BCB, the safest station in the nation. So catchy. It's so good what you guys do over there. Really promoting safety around drivers. In fact, I'm actually hosting a panel at the show here talking about safety. And I've got 5 women on the panel who are phenomenal. We're going to be talking about that. And you guys talk about it every day.
Yeah. I didn't have the same respect for truck drivers, back then than I do now. Really the part of safety that's in their job, it's something you have to respect, and also respect them on the road.
Yeah. Heroes of the supply chain. And it does change it when you're driving on the road and you see a truck driver. It changes the way that you drive around them, make sure that they're safe. At least it should, everybody. So give truck drivers a break out there when you're driving on the road. That is for sure. Now listen, every show we celebrate whatever national day it is, and you just happen to be the guest that we're going to do that with today. All right. So do you know what national day it is today?
I don't.
All right. Well, it is National. Let's see if we can pop it up on the screen real quick. It is National Family PJ Day.
Okay, I love it.
Have you ever done family pajamas?
I have not. I have done matching pajamas with my pets, but.
Okay, that's close.
It's close
Pets
enough.
are oftentimes a part of the family. That's pretty close, but not with your parents or anyone else. No matching pajamas.
No.
Sorority girls or anything. Nothing.
No, I'm the kind of person. I'm not a morning person, so that's too much planning.
We can wear pajamas any time of the day.
Right.
I actually have some pictures from our family. We do pajamas. We do family Christmas pajamas. As often as we can, whenever we can. So I got a couple of pictures. Let me see if I can throw this up on the screen real quick. Yeah. So there's a couple of years.
I love
that's
that.
way back in the. This was like 10 years ago. Though.
Oh my gosh.
This was a long time ago, but we always like doing family pajamas, and we got our girls this year to do it as well. So we're going to do it this year. Super excited about that, but that was a long time ago. That was like 2012, 2014, somewhere.
Now I'm like, am I too old? Like, I need to do this with my mom.
Yeah. No, you're never too old to do pajamas. Never. No, that's not a bad thing at all. So it's a National PJ Day. So enjoy that.
Okay, now I know.
Also, we do a random question of the day every show. I think we have one today. I don't know if this question's good or not. It's totally random. We let our podcast director Ruth put it together every day. So let's see what the random question is today. The random question today is: you had to listen to one song for the rest of your life, what would it be? Ooh, that's a good question. That's a good question.
You know, I'm an oldie girl at heart.
Like oldies as in what?
Percy Sledge, Solomon Burke.
Okay.
When a Man Loves a Woman, that is a good song.
Ooh, that is a good song. That is a good song.
I would say I had to listen to that.
So we'll go with that, When a Man Loves a Woman. I'm going to go with, this might sound weird, but Wind Beneath My Wings, Bette Midler.
Okay, no.
I know that sounds crazy, but listen, so my basketball coach in high school used to play that song before practice on the speakers in the auditorium because the part of it is really good about lifting other people up, right? Being the wind for someone else's wings. It's very inspirational, very fun. It kind of gives me some good memories. So we're going old school today on the song.
I love it. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that'll be pretty good. Yeah, it's awesome. All right, so what can we expect from you guys in the show this week? You guys are obviously podcasting live. What else are you looking forward to?
Yeah, we're meeting some amazing women. We're going to be having Ellen Boyer and Lena Nichols on together around lunchtime tomorrow. I'm very excited.
Ellen's a good interview.
Yes.
She's a great interview.
I'm very excited. We have the whole Truckers Against Trafficking team on at 2:30 today.
That's really cool.
That's going to be great. It was actually my first time in the TAT truck yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And just reading and seeing, they have artifacts from trafficking survivors in the truck and a description of why that artifact was able to help them get through their times of being trafficked. And it's moving and it's crazy to think.
That's awesome.
People live that.
It's sad to hear, but it's awesome that they're doing that they are going all after that.
Right.
That's just so cool to see. I'm glad you guys are having them on. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I'll sneak over there and make a little content today.
Do.
Have a little fun with it. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks
for all that you do. Doing a great job, everybody.
Me.
Bryce George, follow her on LinkedIn if you're not following her. BCB Live.
The safest station in the nation.
That's right. We almost like we planned that. That was
Right?
really good. That was awesome. Good to see you. All right, listen, we got a few more guests we got to bring on. The show's not over yet. We got to bring my man Hayden Allred in. Hayden, okay, listen. This is my boy Hayden right here. We have to tilt the camera up for you.
Dude, we've been on camera twice today together.
I know we have because we had Iron Minds 6 a.m. Monday morning. We're still doing that. It's fabulous.
Can't stop.
I told you this morning I didn't want to do it. I told you I don't want to be here. But the fact that we had accountability, that you're going to be there, I knew I was going to be there. And it's kind of fun. I don't know how long we've been friends now, but it all started by making content. Not even together.
Going into Q4 of this past year is when we got connected.
That's right.
Shout out Tim Dooner. Thanks for tagging my boy Trey in here. Look what you've done.
Making it work.
The bromance has been connected. We've now done 2 Tough Mudders together. We have a podcast together.
I've stayed at your house.
You've stayed at my house.
You haven't stayed at my house yet.
And I've come to your house.
You've been at my house.
Kids,
You've been at my house. That's right.
LinkedIn's a powerful thing. Connect with people out
Incredibly powerful. So what are you looking forward to being here at the show?
Dude, one, here to really just kind of educate myself. When you're
support the ladies, you got little girls.
I got raised by a single mother. I got 3 daughters. I got 2 sisters. My life is run by women. They're typically smarter than me, which is why I lean on them for so much. So
there's so much truth in what you just said.
You know what I'm saying? So now that we're in this this industry that I found a home in, I want to learn more from that side. Maybe hear about some of the stuff that they experience, and overall. Really got here to kind of get the name Truck Book out there, show them how we're empowering drivers and owner operators out there, especially women. So it's here to meet, greet, learn, and listen.
You're going to be creating some new content, too. You got a little content journey you're going to be going on. Yeah, I've got to always up the game a little bit and do that. Look at the Truck Book right there. Yeah. Whitney, thanks for watching the show. It is fun. We have a good time around here. Thank you. We appreciate that. We have a little fun.
If you're not having fun and you work in this industry, I don't see it being sustainable.
It's a stressful industry.
It's very stressful.
It's a stress. Got to have a little fun. Got to laugh from time to time. That's what we're doing here. We're bringing a little lighthearted entertainment. John, you're in here, but we got to go listen to Vinyl. John, he's right here. He's in Arlington. John, you and I. We got to listen
down
to
the street,
vinyls,
brother.
Man.
Come on.
We got to get
I just drove up from Waxahachie. It's 30 minutes.
Yeah, we got to get together and listen to some vinyls before I leave town. Make sure we make that happen. That's got to be. He's got a whole vinyl collection. Have you seen this?
No.
He's got a whole wall of vinyls.
But I have a deep appreciation for
Oh yeah.
I used to have one. My dad handed it to me like this Black Sabbath, this Earth, Wind, and Fire. Some of the stuff that he used to listen to back in the day.
Yeah.
Could never get the record player to work.
And John just put Imagine from John Lennon up there. That's the song he would listen to every day for the rest of his life. That's the only song he could listen to is Imagine. It's a good song.
Okay.
It's a good song, that's for sure. Yep, it's awesome, man. Well, it's great to see you, man.
Likewise, dude.
I know, in the flesh. Second time in 2 weeks because I was just down here for the Tough Mudder recently, so it's really good. All right, well, listen, we're gonna shut this baby down. I think I might say hi to the Hire Master ladies real quick. Get them over here real quick.
I think you should.
But always good to see you, man.
Likewise, man.
Pleasure. Peace out. All right, so we should have the Hire Master ladies on. Let me see if I can get them. Give me 5 seconds. Let's see if I can get them. All right. Okay. All right. So listen up. These are the phenomenal ladies from Hire Master coming over right now. All right. We got Jennifer White. We got Natasha Hammond. You got to get a little closer to the microphone, of course. But yeah, not too close because it's kind of awkward. But it's pretty.
So you messing with me now?
Yeah, just a little bit. Okay. So Hire Master, you guys do some phenomenal work on driver recruiting, technology in regards to that. What are you guys looking forward to most here at the show?
I think just the opportunity to get to be out and amongst the industry and just learning about new things that are driving women in the industry and all the things available.
It's nice being in a show where 90% females here.
Yes.
It's kind of totally flipped the script on everything. You got customers that are here, you got prospects that are here, other partners that are here, and some amazing speakers that are going to be here as well today. So it's really cool. Talk a little bit about what's good at Hire Master. What's going on now?
Well, the best thing about Hire Master is that what we do is we customize any marketing plan specific to our clients. So we really get to know what their needs are, how they're set up, and it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. So, and we have so many tools in our arsenal of weapons that we can use to help. It doesn't matter if it's recruiting drivers, mechanics, and a lot of customers bring stuff to us that's kind of unique, and we create a solution for them specifically. So it's a lot of fun. It's a great
I love that about what you guys do is that personal touch. And I had the chance to be at your symposium where you had clients. I got to see that interaction, and it really is impressive how you guys work with clients to help them solve that driver recruiting problem, the diesel tech problem, all the issues that are in there. So it's really great. And you let me set up in front of your booth today. So thank you. We got the Hire Master booth here, which is awesome. So if you guys aren't following Hire Master, make sure you do that. Follow Natasha, follow Jennifer and the team. Thanks so much for letting me set up here. It's great to have you guys on the show.
Great to have you.
I know, it's good to be here.
Good to see you, Trey.
I know. All right, everybody, we're going to close this baby out. This has been a lot of fun. Hopefully you had a good time. We're entertained just a little bit. If you have not come to the Women in Trucking show, you should do that. If you're in the Dallas area, you can still come tomorrow and Wednesday and be a part of this. But then, of course, in the future, be a part of that. Become a member of the organization. Support what they're doing. They're really facilitating opportunities for women to grow and to advance in the industry. They're giving away scholarships, which is super exciting. Ellen Boye is doing that. So a lot of great things happening here. And so excited to come to you today. A little bit of a longer show. All apologies, but hopefully you had a great time. Make sure you come back tomorrow. I'm going to be in the highway office right here in Dallas with my good friend Jordan Graff talking about carrier identity and what they're doing over there. As you can see, I'm sporting the band. Brittany's here in the house today. So excited about that. Make sure you come back tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Central, for another episode of Standing Out, a daily podcast about sales, marketing, and leadership. Everybody have a killer week. We'll see you guys real soon. Take care. What are you doing over there?